Cutting expenses without compromising quality of life. Introduction. Are you tired of feeling like your budget is too tight to enjoy life? Do you struggle with the idea of cutting expenses without sacrificing your quality of living? Well, fear not, because we have the solution for you. In this blog post, we will explore various strategies that can help reduce your spending while still maintaining a high standard of living. From tips on how to save money on groceries to ideas for affordable entertainment options, we've got you covered. So sit back and get ready to revolutionize the way you approach managing your finances. Tips for cutting expenses. There are many ways to cut expenses without compromising quality of life. Here are a few tips. 1. Live within your means. This means knowing your income and expenses and sticking to a budget. 2. Find ways to save on everyday expenses, such as groceries, gas, and utilities. 3. Cut back on unnecessary expenses, such as entertainment and dining out. 4. Invest in quality items that will last, rather than opting for cheaper alternatives that will need to be replaced more often. 5. Avoid debt by living within your means and only borrowing money when absolutely necessary. By following these tips, you can cut expenses without sacrificing the quality of your life. Transportation. There are many ways to cut transportation expenses without compromising quality of life. One way is to use public transportation instead of driving. This can save on gas, insurance, and maintenance costs. Another way to save on transportation costs is to carpool or ride share when possible. This can also help reduce traffic congestion and pollution. Finally, walking or biking when possible is a great way to save money and get exercise at the same time. There are many ways to cut transportation costs without compromising quality of life. One way is to use public transportation instead of driving. This can save on gas, maintenance, and wear and tear on your vehicle. Another way to save on transportation costs is to carpool with friends or family members. This can help split the cost of gas and parking, and it can be a fun way to spend time with loved ones. Finally, consider walking or biking whenever possible. This is free exercise and can help reduce your carbon footprint. Housing. There's no need to suffer in a cramped, dingy apartment just to save a few bucks on rent. There are plenty of ways to cut your housing expenses without compromising your quality of life. Here are a few tips. 1. Get creative with your living space. If you're open to living in a smaller space, consider renting a studio or converting a spare room into a bedroom. This can save you hundreds of dollars each month in rent. 2. Share your living space with roommates. Renting an apartment with roommates is a great way to split the cost of rent and other expenses like utilities. Just make sure you choose roommates who you get along with and who are respectful of your personal space. 3. Consider alternative living arrangements. If you're not tied down to one specific location, consider alternative living arrangements like house sitting, RVing, or even couch surfing. This can save you a ton of money on rent and other associated costs. 4. Negotiate your rent price. If you're happy with your current living situation but want to save some money, try negotiating your rent price with your landlord. You'd be surprised how often this works, especially if you have been a good tenant up until this point. Off food and household items. When it comes to food and household items, there are a few ways that you can cut expenses without compromising quality of life. One way is to cook at home more often. Eating out can be expensive, so cooking at home can help you save money. Another way to cut expenses is to buy in bulk. Buying in bulk can help you get discounts on items, and it can also help you avoid having to buy the same item multiple times. Finally, you can also try to find coupons or deals on food and household items. By taking advantage of deals, you can save money on your purchases without having to compromise quality. Clothing and personal care products. One area where you can make big savings without compromising quality of life is in your clothing and personal care products. By switching to lower-cost brands or generic products, you can save a significant amount of money each month. For clothing, look for sale and clearance items at your favorite stores. You can also check out consignment shops or thrift stores for gently used clothes at a fraction of the cost. When it comes to personal care products, look for coupons and take advantage of sales. Buy in bulk when possible and stock up on items when they are at their lowest price. By following these tips, you can save money on your clothing and personal care products without sacrificing quality or style. There are many ways to save money on clothing and personal care products without sacrificing quality of life. For example, consider buying clothes secondhand or from consignment shops. You can also save money by mending and repairing clothes rather than replacing them. When it comes to personal care products, you can often find cheaper alternatives that work just as well as the more expensive brands. For instance, you might opt for generic shampoo and conditioner instead of name brand products. Or, you could switch to a less expensive skincare routine. By making a few simple changes, you can easily save money on clothing and personal care products without compromising your quality of life, entertainment, and leisure activities. There are many ways to cut expenses without compromising quality of life. One way is to find free or low-cost entertainment and leisure activities. Here are some ideas. Get a library card and check out books, DVDs, and CDs for free. Go for walks or hikes in beautiful surroundings. Have picnics in the park, visit museums, art galleries, and historical sites that offer free or reduced admission. Attend free concerts, plays, and other performances in your community. Take up a new hobby that doesn't cost much money, such as gardening, birdwatching, or photography. Conclusion: cutting expenses can be a difficult thing to do, but it doesn't mean that you have to compromise on the quality of your life. With some careful planning and creative thinking, you can make budget cuts without having to sacrifice too much. By focusing on what matters most in your life and finding ways to reduce expenses around it, you can start saving money while also enjoying more meaningful experiences with family and friends.